Hey guys, welcome back to High Hopes.
And hidden
I'm
truths.
your boy Mike.
And Vinny.
So today we're going to be talking a little bit about Garth Brooks.
Garth fucking Brooks.
Drop comments below. Let me know what you know about Garth Brooks. Let me know if you even knew what we're about to say, allegations. Some things I just learned today too.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Me as well. Like I've known, but just diving into it more and more, it's just kind of weird.
Yeah, going deeper,
Dude.
it's like, whoa.
Yeah, like this dude was like or still is a mega
Yeah,
country star. If you've heard of Garth Brooks.
greatest, bro.
I don't care where
Outsold the
you're from.
Beatles.
Yeah, he outsold the
Outsold the
Beatles.
Beatles.
Exactly, dude. One man,
Greatest.
not a band, one guy. Going into Garth Brooks though, allegedly, these things have came up through different parties and different people that know of Garth Brooks or know him. And allegedly, it all started with Tom Segura, the comedian. You all know Tom Segura. Shout out him,
Great median.
hilarious.
Comedian.
Yeah,
Sorry.
no,
Great comedian.
that was great. And yeah, he allegedly said that Garth Brooks has been doing certain things along these years, where it's just kind of adding up year after year after year after year, where we're just like, dang man, did these guys really do all this due diligence to for one guy? Like,
Yeah.
I thought this guy was just a singer, like,
Yeah.
but then the correlations start adding
Can't
up,
just be a hobby, right?
right? Right.
That's a hobby that went really far,
Yeah, real
you
deep,
know?
dude. Where they're like, and then
Timelines,
right,
correlations,
miss
allegations.
missing persons, like allegedly they said that there's over 120 people missing that line up to where Garth Brooks's tour dates are, when he went to certain events, certain places, and this is throughout his whole trajectory of his life. This ain't just like a
Yeah,
portion, dude. This ain't just like, oh, it was from February 2020 or 2010 to 2011. No, it was like from when he started till like the
about
2010s.
2010, yeah,
Yeah, something like that.
early
So
2010s.
you got
And if I'm not
to like,
mistaken, out of that 120, there was 90 unresolved related. So
right.
not nothing. They weeded out all the domestic
Hmm.
violence. They weeded out, you know what I mean? Every drunk
Yeah,
driving,
gang
gang
violence,
violent. Yeah. So
weird stuff like that.
so
A
out of
lot.
120 that correlate with his timeline, allegedly,
That's missing people.
90 of them are unexplained,
Yeah. Unsolved homicides or
missing.
missing, you know,
So, and one of
like,
the crazy things that I actually learned today, there was something with a you had already known it. It was the his private plane.
oh yeah, so we were just sitting here kind of doing our due diligence, and the the video went viral. It had over like 50,000 to 100,000 views. But the guy talks about where someone found this car. Well, this car was from a missing person that went missing when Garth Brooks was in town in Tennessee. This guy goes missing. They don't find him, but they find his car in a parking garage about 30 feet to, 100 feet from the airfield. And in that car was the missing person dead. And Garth Brooks was,
Unalive.
yeah, excuse me, yeah, unalived. And Garth Brooks was in that vicinity the whole time. Like, and all of that, like, kind of correlated within that same timeline that adds up to these, like I said, 120 people missing, 90 unsolved homicides, or
90
yeah,
unsolved
90.
that correlate
Yeah, that line up to
with his
his
exact timelines.
tour dates, Grammy dates,
Damn
Billboard.
near specific
Yeah,
locations.
like, and then even like,
Creepy,
and
like
then
creepy
him moving to Tennessee too. There's a
close.
lot of weird stuff with him moving to Tennessee to the big house and the
Yeah.
properties, and all those people in this 120 and 90 have to
And
do
then
with
what
it
was
too.
even weirder is like when most famous people I would presume, or at least what I would do, is the first thing you generally think about is finding a location and buying a home.
Right.
First thing he did was bought what, 20, 30 acres?
In Tennessee or something like
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
middle of nowhere.
Yeah. Desolate, like
Yeah,
just
20, 30
trees.
acres in the middle of
Yeah.
absolutely nowhere.
Yeah. What is that about? And then it just sat there for years too, because he was living somewhere else, and it sat there for years until he, like you said, years later, that was the big compound.
Yeah.
He lived in a smaller house somewhere
The
else.
one thing I didn't actually look up, I'm not sure if you know, but if any of you guys know, go ahead and drop a comment down below, but, does he still own that land?
I'm pretty sure, yes.
Is there
Yeah.
is there building around that land at this point? Is there building on that land? I mean,
Right, right.
so if you know, drop a
Yeah, drop
comment
a
down
comment.
below. Let
Yeah.
us know, some we'll definitely have to look up as well.
And then also what's strange about Garth Brooks is in the 2000s, he came up with an alter ego called Chris Gaines.
Chris Gaines.
He was like a he was supposed to be this big hit alternate rock,
Yeah,
soft rock, phenomenon.
yeah,
And then he came out and it was just a flop.
yeah.
And allegedly from a lot of these different videos and people have been talking about that that could be his alter ego where that could be the alleged serial killer, where that's who's
That'd
doing
be wild,
the
bro.
killing, So it's like
That'd be wild
he
if you
made
think about it,
right, he
you
made
know?
up this
Like a
persona.
dark Superman, a dark,
Right. So
unaliving
Superman,
Superman.
like, "Ugh," like, it's just it's weird to me, but if you do your due diligence on people that have multiple personalities, like in that movie Glass, there's a lot of weird stuff that add up to that, man. Like a lot of,
If I'm not mistaken, there's studies that have been done, and that's actually something you could pull up possibly. But there's studies that have been done that it's a higher percentage of people that have multiple personality disorder are actually more likely or have a higher percentage of psychological issues.
yeah,
You know what I
absolutely.
mean?
Well,
So,
like, look at what, M. Night did with Glass, dude. All those
yeah, that movie
characters
was
were crazy, but then you look in real life of people that have that, they're doing the same thing that that guy was doing, and he was really acting pretty spot on to
yeah,
all those characters, Like, if you really look it up,
he was.
like, multiple personality syndrome. So, like I said, I don't know too much, about Garth Brooks. I just remember him in the '90s or the early '80s and '90s just selling out. Just everybody
Like
loving him.
crazy.
Yeah,
Like crazy. There's
and
nothing he could, you know, there's nothing he
yeah,
couldn't sell out.
right.
I
Anything that had
mean,
his name on it was just like,
you couldn't
you know
find a big enough spot for him, you
right.
know? It
He had
was
the
insane.
private jet before the private jet was cool. Like,
It's true.
this dude was making
That's true.
buku money. Like I said, his first big check, he bought that big property land what we just talked about and
Yep.
just sat there. And then he lived somewhere else, stacked up his money, and then built that huge house out there. And,
Yep.
God knows how many bodies are out there, alleged bodies are on that, you
Allegedly.
know. Maybe those are some of that unsolved
The what? The
alleged bodies,
allegedly.
because hey, Garth Brooks, man, I thought he was just a singer, I think everybody, but it goes back to everybody has some sort of kink or niche or something that they fantasize about that they maybe couldn't or maybe could do depending on how powerful they are or how much manipulation they can, push through. And at the end of the day, it's just like, damn, like,
And why is it a comedian doing the most, like, research and
right,
you know what I mean?
right. Yeah, like Tom Segura, out of all people,
Or
Tom Segura. Like,
and when he does do all his research,
right.
why doesn't, like, you know what I mean? Does the government get involved at that point? Where's my
Right,
tax dollars going? Do you know
right.
what I mean? Like,
And they're not,
that's if you really go
yeah.
down the rabbit hole, like, it's too many
Yeah,
coincidences.
the timelines that add up to all of his tour dates where someone went missing within those hours of him getting out of the tour date. So him leaving or performing and then leaving, and then those people that person goes missing, and then he gets on the jet, and dips away.
Yep.
Or he gets in the private, Escalade and dips out. It just depends, depending and there's so many videos where this dude will talk about so many people will talk about it, and it's just like after a show, person goes missing, and then they find the people a couple days later, and then he's at another tour date, and then another person goes missing.
And then he's so famous that
Boom.
nobody's even looking at him. Come
And
on.
what? Look, it's
He's
Garth
in and
Brooks.
out. He's doing so many shows. But how does he have the time for anything like that? You
Right.
know what I mean?
That's
That's what most people would presume.
right.
But then if you look at some of his videos that he's posted himself, I mean, you do your own judgment. Me personally, I feel like he's creepy, bro.
Yeah,
Those are creep vibes.
there's a lot of videos just him. doing different interviews, and in this interview right here,
Somebody to be a bad guy, which is weird. I'd love to be a bad guy. No, you don't want to be a bad guy. No. I mean, you look like a good guy, you know? Okay, I guess. I'd rather kill somebody. Oh, you would? That'd be fun. Sure.
he talks about, all that. And I feel like that's really weird, you
That is
know?
weird.
You just say that on an interview, and this is talk
It's
you don't e we're not even talking about a movie or whatever. It's relevant at whatever you're talking about now, because that's
yeah.
you would wanna just do that to
Come on,
somebody?
bro,
That's awkward to
Being
me.
the person you are and in the position that you are
Right.
to influence as many people as you are,
Yep.
and that's what you have to
That's
say?
that's what you're gonna say, yeah.
That's what you have to say to the people?
Yeah. And
Us
then
people?
not only that interview,
Wow.
yeah, it's and then there's so many other little interviews that like you said, creep vibes where you look in his eyes, you're like, "Are you being serious? Like,
Yeah.
that's not, like, funny."
There's a
Like,
point to joking, and then there's a
yeah.
point to, like, where you gotta take a step back and really
Yeah.
look at this guy's character and be like, "Is he" because every joke has an underlying truth. So
That's
it's like, "Is
absolutely
come
true.
on, bro." Creep vibes.
Yeah, so
One of the
and
greatest
right,
country singers of
of
all
all
time,
time, and then
you
all
know? Arguably,
I know, I
but one of the greatest of
like we
all
were
time.
talking earlier off
Yeah,
podcast.
business-wise, we can put business in there,
Yeah,
but there's some greats out there, I'm just saying, but of
right.
all time, arguably,
What, Celine Dion, Tim McGraw,
there's some
you know,
greats, bro, there's some greats.
of the country,
Yeah,
and then before them even too. I'm not a big country fan, but I'm sure there was some greats,
yeah,
wasn't Dolly Parton, kinda country
yeah,
in
it's
a
Celine
sense?
Dion.
Celine Dion, like I said,
You had a
yeah.
lot of you had a lot of greats
Carrie
back in the
Underwood.
day. Yeah, Carrie
Yeah,
Underwood.
so well, she came a little after,
Yeah, I
but,
was gonna
like,
say,
it's
but
just yeah, it's weird to just yeah, it's weird to me, like, we keep finding these things out about some of our favorite people, and it I don't know, man,
I don't know about you,
yeah.
but I looked up to these people when
Well,
growing up,
we all did.
you know,
That's all we had,
early
that
'90s, those were
yeah.
like those legends.
Yeah, like, that's all we had. We're like, "Oh, man, this dude's selling out arenas, man. I wanna sing and play guitar, or maybe I can be the prop guy or what," like, whatever, dude. Let me get on tour, of
Something.
something of that.
Yeah.
It wasn't maybe a night mine was like Lincoln Park and Incubus
How
and stuff
many
like that,
people do
but
you think he influenced to do music?
hundreds of thousands,
And to
if not
do and
millions,
then, but at
especially
the same
country,
time, I
right?
allegations, bro, these are
Right, these
just
are all alleged.
but I mean, that guy did he
The
his
guy that
due
did all this
diligence.
research, he gave it to his autistic cousin, and his autistic cousin did
Yep.
all of this, finding all the correlations, all the timelines. So it's like, shout out to
Broke it
that
down
guy,
completely.
so,
Completely broke it down.
and it's, I hate to, man, them autistic kids, man, they know what they talking about at the end of the day. They real smart. So I'm gonna go off that, and I don't know really how to take it because, like you're saying, we all looked up to people like this, the Diddy's, the Garth Brooks,
Yep.
even the Epstein's, man. How many billionaires and trillionaires are doing something
Prior
else?
to the list or
Right,
prior to court dates,
right,
etcetera, you know what I mean? Like, you're like,
damn,
"Wow.
it's
Wow."
it's
And then
everybody.
there's all of the buildup and everything to every single one of these,
You're right.
and then the climax just doesn't meet the
Just
buildup.
falls off. There's just a
But then
cliff.
there's, like, proof of this and that and etcetera, and people
Yeah,
coming out. You know what I mean? So it's
don't
like, come on, where's something, though?
right, and then
You
like
never get anything. All you do is see people get some time.
if that,
And I'm not
and
saying
it's a
it's
slap on the
appropriate
wrist.
or inappropriate or, we're
Right.
not gonna go into the whole
Yeah, I'm not getting into all
system
that.
and everything like
Yeah.
that, but it's just yeah.
And then, like, going back on the Garth Brooks thing too, it's like he's never came out and, like, not said anything about this. He just shows that Tom Segura video where he's falling down to make fun of Tom Segura, but he's never ever came out and been like, "I'm not a serial killer," or, like, d
Yeah, ever try to defend
defend
himself or
himself.
nothing.
Yeah,
But at
like,
the
what?
same time, would that be a good strategy?
Right. Yeah,
Not
what's the
even
point
play into the
to the BS? Is that what the
what would be
PR
the
is
point,
doing?
you
Yeah,
know what I mean?
that's probably what his
Or is
publicist
he
is saying.
staying silent until people bring it out enough and the truth really gets uncovered and
Right,
he was just trying to be quiet so
right.
not a lot of people would talk about it or try to,
And then at the end of the day, like, he's gonna get a slap on the wrist. He'll put up property or assets or something. "Here's my
and
catalog,"
he'll be fine in
and
the
he'll be
next
yeah,
3, 4 generations,
exactly.
and nobody will ever know,
Right,
and
because
life will just go on.
I know that for I'm pretty sure, but leave a comment, but I'm pretty sure he owns probably his masters. and his royalty.
I would assume.
Yeah,
It's not something we both know or
right.
not, but
But yeah, I might have to Google that one
yeah,
real quick.
I would
But
assume he definitely owns his
and
masters.
that's what it seems like at the end of the day too. It's like these people, they do these weird things or something happens and then they put up property or assets or sell something that they have like a catalog or whether it be music or movies or whatever, and then everybody forgets and it's like, well, you did some really bad shit, bro.
Yeah.
Like what? We're
Or
not
people just sweep it under the rug. It's
right.
not that they forget.
Right.
It's
It's
like,
just like,
"Oh, man, we're all profiting from this. This is
yep.
all." You know what I mean? You're talking about something like this is something that's literally you're creating multiple families, and those multiple families are creating generational wealth within those family. I mean,
Right.
you know? And just think of if it was true, allegedly,
Right. Allegedly.
if everything
Allegedly.
was true, just imagine the
Mhm.
destruction that has had the ability to have growth and power and influence on millions, if not billions of people.
Right, and then it taints that family name and that family crest or bloodline too because of all the crazy stuff that they did, like
And then every time we get a little grasp of hope,
yeah,
to
it's
like we're like, "Okay,
yeah,
they gotta say something,"
and they don't.
and we hear
Never.
crickets.
It just falls like you said, it gets swept under the rug. And going into that too, like I don't know if Garth Brooks has kids or anything, but I think of like the Diddy situation, like all his kids. Yeah, whether whatever happens, like your name is still tainted
Yeah.
from that, and, like, you're never gonna it's like the Charlie Sheen thing, him, you know? His name's always gonna be tainted from the things that he did no matter
Unfortunately,
what.
he's a beast, but
Yeah, I love
that's
Charlie
just my
Sheen.
opinion. Once
Yeah,
again, opinion-based
right.
podcast.
Charlie Sheen's
Drop your
hilarious.
comments, let us know your
But,
opinions, but,
yeah,
Charlie Sheen's a beast to me, but that's a whole 'nother day.
the whole Garth Brooks thing, like we said, I'm not saying he's a serial killer, this is all just
I'm not
alleged,
saying he's a serial
but
killer, but if you do your due diligence and
yeah,
you dive down that rabbit hole
it's kinda adding up, dude, like, it's adding up bad
or
where it's like
something don't add up,
yeah, where it's like
which one is it? You guys tell us,
yeah,
like, which one is it,
should he get a lawyer?
right?
like, at the end of the day, dude, I hope like you got a damn good publicist because you haven't come out with anything.
Yeah,
You got a good publicist, so you must be doing something right. So, or like I said, hold on a sec. What if it's not his alter ego? What if it's one of his people that's always around him that's been doing this?
that'd be insane.
And he's been kind of telling them to do it, or like they've been orchestrating
Or
it,
maybe he knows nothing
or
about
maybe
it
he knows.
and
Yeah, he knows.
somebody's living in his shadow
And
and living their devilish,
exactly. I didn't even think about that till right now,
it's a
like,
possibility.
his buddy that he's had his whole career and kicking with him is my right-hand man.
But hey, guys,
So,
just wanted to
you know,
shoot another podcast for you guys. So once again, this is High Hope.
and Hidden Truths
I'm your boy Mike.
and Benny.
Y'all have a good night.
Peace.